if this person doesn't accept that last, clean hand, if that person doesn't pass it on, it ends.
You just know the director, though, was like, "Kay, show me an angry face," and that girl delivered.
Add spice to life. This one is so cringy, guys.
I mean, I feel like we know who Pepper is.
They weren't trying to brainwash young women, okay?
Nobody wants a licked cupcake. If you break the law of chastity, you're like this awful cupcake that no one will want.
All of the scriptural references used in this episode will be brought to you by scripturenotes.com. For a free trial to Scripture Notes, please visit the link in the description.
Welcome back to the Word Radio Women. We are here with Riley and Charlotte and myself, Tikla, on Zoom. And in the studio, we have Brittany, the Shadow, and Brooke. We're so excited to be here. We're going on a little bit of a trip down memory lane. If any of you listeners remember the New Era, back when it was called that, there were Mormon ads that would come out in this magazine. We're going to go on a trip down memory lane. Many of us had these on our walls in our bedroom.
Yes.
And so we have at least we have Brooke here who's a convert. So
I didn't have any of these.
You haven't ever seen these? Perfect.
Some of them, no.
So these will be raw reactions from Brooke.
Okay,
it's going to be a good time. Some of
I
them are
just-
extremely
Trash
cringy.
talk.
I'm
Don't
not
look at me
familiar
yet. Wait,
either.
you're
To be
sorry.
fair, you're not alone.
That's
I don't know them
Riley.
either.
Hold it back.
This
Holding
is
it back.
before Riley's time. So that made me feel so old when you said that. I was like, wait.
I know that they
Riley
exist.
and I-
I've seen the odd weird thing from the olden days, but I never had
The
these on my
olden
wall.
days.
I
Thank
thought they
you.
were like I found some in my grandma's house. I found one in my grandma's house, and I literally thought it was from the 60s.
No, they were coming out when we were, Tikla and I, when we were young women. They were still in the New Era. Now they're the classics that we're going to look at now. And these they had in the New Era, as a full page meme, right? But then you could also buy huge posters for your walls, two of which I had hanging in my house. Actually, we had a whole
Yes.
collection. We would rotate through the ones that were on display.
Yes.
And then they also had trading cards of the best ones that were in the middle, once a year, the New Era.
Okay, that makes it sound so
cardstock.
nerdy. They weren't trading cards. They were just pocket-sized ones.
Oh, they were
weren't
trading. They were
Sounds like a
trading.
Pokemon at the park.
Collect them all.
Okay, but we do have to, before we get too much into it, I don't want to forget. I want to do some familyist shout outs from our familyist video forever ago. We had some comments and I promised I would shout them out. So I'm going to do that real quick and then we'll move on. So we have from Robert Johnson, a shout out to my wife, Melanie Johnson, the ultimate familyist. Oh no. My mother, on the other hand, has openly questioned why she bothered to be a mother. I shouldn't have read that part. Katie Wilson, my mother, Pat, passed away in October. She continues to be a familyist on the other side by loving, protecting, and helping us every day. And then one last one.
Still laughing about that other one.
Yeah,
I'm glad those people were born, though. I'm glad they're here now.
Is
She brought you
mother-in-law
here.
going to see this?
I know, I feel bad.
I feel
Should we cut
like
that out?
it's-
We need to edit that out.
She made a great daughter, though. Yay.
Scott Mitz
Too good.
says, my parents are familyists. John and Charlene are both converts. They raised us, the 7 of us kids. My daughter is their 20th grandchild. My mom was always involved in our lives. Love that. So there's our shout outs. So now we will get to the Mormon ads.
Sorry.
So first up,
I'm still
Very
laughing
top.
at that. He just dissed his mother-in-law. I'm dead. Are we going to skip over that? I don't know. It's too good. Sorry.
it kind of goes against our how to be a familyist rule.
Well,
to
sometimes
honor your
people just
parents.
aren't. And this, anyway, moving on.
All right, so to the Discord, everyone. So, Brooke, you especially need to see these
Okay.
because they won't
Looking
show up for everybody.
I'm still laughing at trash talk. But if you
So
go all the way
trash talk.
down, what about the other one
Trash
where it
talk.
says,
All this guy needs is some puka shells and an upside down visor. That just brings me back to junior high.
The
that guy
bleach,
right there.
yeah, the bleached
The
hair
bleach.
that's like
It's got to be
spiky.
spiked with
For
gel.
sure.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
and take the trash out? Like, help me with that one. Like, dead.
So the little words say, what you say to others says a lot about you. So don't trash talk.
Right. Well, did you see the one down below? It says take the trash out. What?
Wait,
Get
I
the
don't see the
trash out of your
one.
mind.
Oh, take all the way to the bottom.
Yeah,
Yes.
take the trash out of your mind. Just take the trash
out
out.
of your mind.
This is
Pretty good. I
hilarious.
think Photoshop was new to the scene. So this was blowing our minds, these graphics. Like, how did they do
How
that?
tall is his hair?
That trash talk one,
Oh,
though, that
that's
was
a
so
good
powerful. That was one of the ones in our rotation on our walls.
It's got 80s
And I
hair.
would just look at that and think what you're all thinking, like, that is so hideous. And it just sticks in your mind. If I say bad things about people, that's how I look.
OMG. And he had to have used Aquanet back in the day. And
Yeah.
I'm probably the only one that knows what that is. Sorry, guys. You can look it up. That's some serious hairspray.
That's some good. Oh, yeah. That was the gel, hair gel for sure.
Oh my gosh.
So, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, cringe level, what is trash talk? How many stars for cringe?
It's really gross. There's
It's
a fly
gross.
on it. There's 2 flies on it.
So 5 is most cringy, 1 is not cringy. What are we going to give this? I'm going 4.5.
I'd say 5.
Very cringy.
This
Well,
is embarrassing.
cringy
This is
only
really embarrassing. If
because-
I had this on my wall, I'd be like, oh boy. Oh boy.
I'm not
I don't know,
hearing any
I'm gonna give
stars.
it a
Come on.
5. It's got
5
2
stars
flies
for
on it.
cringe. Charlotte, you loved it.
Oh, I said
Give it
5.
1.
I said
Oh,
5.
it's a 5.
for sure.
I'm gonna say
All right.
I mean, but
3.
the cringe is good. The cringe is what makes it powerful and
Good
memorable.
cringe.
I'm gonna say 3 because I'm holding out. I feel like we can get even cringier.
I'm
It's going to
seeing
get
one
worse.
in-
That's why my 4.5.
Well, we might
is,
change our
for
scale
sure.
to a 10 halfway through.
Okay.
Well,
Instead
I'm
of-
seeing one
if
in
we
there
use all
that's
our 5s.
My
we
5.
might have to-
I'm seeing one already. It's all good. We'll get to
Okay,
it.
next up we have Rise Above the Blues. The cute little yellow balloon.
I don't.
This one got me.
This reminds
On
me of like
those-
It with the clown. I mean, I know it's like a red balloon, but that's kind of like,
This just scares you.
like yeah, I don't like it.
You know, like balloons, they don't bring you peace.
And like
I remember walking around junior high thinking, yeah, I can just rise above all of this,
I'm
all
like,
these mean people.
how high do I have to rise? Like where do I stop? Balloons don't
Mm.
stop. And
That's true. Don't get too close to the sun.
yeah,
Rise above the blues, but only so far.
Yeah. I
Stay
don't like
grounded.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that one.
okay.
That was one of the ones in our rotation too. That's a powerful message that no matter the muck that's around you, the sadness that's around you, it's your choice to rise above it. And hopefully these blue balloons will see the yellow balloon and be inspired to rise up too.
one. I just see It. That's all I see.
Now I don't think I can hear Riley. Is your mic on, Riley?
Oh no, you're muted.
Hello, hello.
Sorry, there was a crying baby. I had to stop for a second.
Oh, just let it roll.
Rise above the blues, baby.
Rise above the blues, baby. Got it?
Okay, cringe level for Rise Above the Blues.
That's a 1. That's not that interesting.
not that
It's just
cringy.
there. It's interesting. But
I feel like
just
it's
there.
still the same message. Like it didn't lose anything, even though maybe it's not an ideal object lesson.
That's true. It feels like a Pixar short or something.
There you go.
Yeah. Like up? Is that what you're
like
like?
I don't know. There's like a
It
paper
kinda
airplane
does, yeah.
one or something, or like it's like a hat. I don't know. I don't know. I
I'm
know
waiting-
there's something that I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I'm waiting for that little lamp guy to come bouncing off and then
Yes.
just like bounce on the yellow balloon and put it right back down. Reality.
Perfect.
Okay, next up we have Put It On, the armor of God.
Okay, this is
It
Because
ultimate.
the
Ultimate.
cringe.
enemy's
This has got to
aiming
be a
at
5.
you. Protect yourself.
That's a 5. I don't want armor in my closet. I'm sorry.
Someone
That's-
took the time to
It's a
Photoshop
powerful
armor onto
message.
a hanger.
Oh, I don't think it's photoshopped. It's really there, Riley.
It
Would it
is
break
really
the
there.
hanger?
Whoever took this picture was taking a picture of their actual closet. I know it.
It's so aggressive. Put it on.
yeah.
Well, I like the message the enemy's aiming at you. I think that's an important message.
the message is great.
I remember realizing that like Satan was real and he was trying to get me down. And I thought that was a really powerful moment. And so when I see that armor, I think of like the flaming darts. And the
These are
armor-
definitely geared toward me and Charlotte's generation, not yours. It's fine. It's fine.
It's adorable.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
that's a
this
fact.
one I feel like
Okay,
has-
so Riley, I think the problem is you're the voice in your head is saying, put it on.
Put it on.
When the voice in my head is like, put it on. Like it would be good if you put it on. Don't forget.
Like a little reminder every day.
Yes, yes.
voice in Charlotte's head is really happy, guys.
I'm glad you have a good internal
it's
voice.
that
I need to
adorable
chill
little
my
full of
internal
feeling.
voice out.
Next up, you can conquer giant problems. You see these giant
inspiring.
Goliath feet.
Okay, that.
Nice.
Ew.
I'm telling you, that's
David.
cringy.
Yeah.
Somebody's dirty
It's a
feet.
modern day David who just struck down Goliath. He
Look at how cheery he is, just chilling with his
Wouldn't-
sling.
Riley.
I feel like
if
feet have aged poorly. We don't do feet anymore. The dogs need to be not out.
Yeah, and are his feet crusty?
They look a
Yeah.
little crusty.
Those are some crusty
His
feet
heels
right
look
there.
like he needs a
I'm gonna go cringe.
pedicure.
This is
You
where I'm
guys-
pulling out my cringe level 10.
Yeah,
No,
10.
5.
It's so inspiring. We can conquer ugly feet too.
It's
There
not
you
that they're
go.
ugly.
That's
they
inspiring.
just need some love.
What
That's
is
what
he
I needed to get
holding?
through high school.
You guys, the quote is with God all things are possible.
Okay, that's nice. But like, do I have to be by feet for that? Like,
And the guy is standing there, like, and smiling, and it's
There
got
it
it.
is.
Oof.
what's he holding though? Is that like some kind of chain?
Oh,
It's a sling.
It's a
It's
sling,
David
David
and his
sling.
sling. Only Goliath is like really enormous.
hilarious.
Well, right. Yeah. He's not
It's
even
really
giant.
enormous.
He's like
That is not
massive.
giant. That's next level.
This reminds me of like those photos that I hate where people are like taking like a trophy, like trophy hunting, you know, like they just like slaughtered a giraffe, but then they're like leaning against it. Like, ew, I don't like that. I don't like this. No, I don't like it.
It's like the guy holding
He's
up
gonna
the
take
fish
those
that he just
toenails
caught.
and put them on his mantelpiece.
Ew.
Like,
Moving on from the feet. Okay, this one I think is low cringe. I think it's kind of cute. Well, wait, never mind. Got oil. I just realized
Got
it's a play on
oil?
got milk.
got milk. Yep. Back when the got milk ads were big,
The cringe
which I
is
also
back.
collected. I also collected got milk ads
Oh no.
with the milk mustaches.
I
Oh
wanna
no.
see your
I
wall
didn't have
from
any
high
sisters.
school.
I spent a lot of time collecting things.
What an epic high school wall you must have had.
I mean, maybe this was more middle school. I don't know.
Be
There you
honest,
go.
Charlotte, was the armor hanging in your closet during high school?
Next
honest.
one. Next one, right here.
Moving on.
Right here.
Okay, this one's a throwback to anyone who remembers flip phones.
This is my
This
cringe.
this
one.
was high tech. This was like very relevant because look at this flip phone. Fellas.
Ooh.
So wish you were here.
This one still applies.
Totally does. Put a smartphone in there. Powerful message.
Prophetic, ahead of the times. Look
Yep.
at that.
I cannot fault this one.
You just know the director though was like, "Kay, like show me an angry face," and that girl delivered. She is like,
He handled it.
she went hard for that
So
pose.
annoyed.
You know, like she.
I think she might just be thinking, is he going to finish that milkshake? Because I could go for that milkshake.
I think she's
you know?
mad because the milkshake's on the table. It's like it's overflowing. Like, bro, I could have drank
You're
that.
messy and
Yeah.
Okay,
Mm.
interesting. So the little caption at the bottom says, "Those you are with deserve your attention, not just your presence." And then it said Matthew 7:12, and I thought, I don't remember Jesus saying that. And the scripture is, it's like the golden rule. Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. So that's interesting. That's the message they got from that. That be there, but really be there. Be present. That's how I hear that nowadays. Like be present. Like your body's
Yeah.
there, but your mind's got to be there too. And the focus of your eyes. Be present.
Got it.
Well, and also like that's a flip phone. It's not like he's scrolling social media. Like, was he
Right,
playing an
it's probably-
ultimate game of
He's
Snake?
probably
or
texting
like,
his old
Texting
girlfriends,
someone.
though.
Saying, "Hey, babe, I'll
And
see you in a minute."
yeah. And texting took forever. So my teenagers, they have flip phones. We don't do smartphones. And so their texts are always so short because they have to, you know how number 2 is ABC and number 3 is
Yeah.
DEF. So they have to push that number that many times to get to that letter.
Oh, I
So
remember
and
that.
is like Yeah, it's rough. So their texts are short, and they're
Dude, I was
I don't know.
so epic during math class. I got so good at texting on my flip phone, like all those numbers. It was under my desk, and I could still be doing math notes. Like, I was a prodigy, guys. Yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
Mad skills right there.
You could just feel the buttons.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You would, Brittany. You would.
Yeah, that was great. That
Okay,
was the
next
high point
one.
of my life. Yep.
Next one, strong soap.
Repentance
that one?
is strong soap. Yeah.
Repentance is strong soap. What did the little words say? It feels so good to be clean.
That's as
Cringe level, I'm going to suspend judgment until I hear from the people who are seeing it for the first time.
I'd say 1. I think it's powerful. Oh, sorry. I haven't. I've seen this before.
This one's fine. This is fine.
Yeah, I like this one.
I'm not
actually.
offended. This is not embarrassing.
You could have this on your wall and still have guests.
Maybe. Well, I don't know about that.
Maybe
Depending on the
the
guest.
wall of like
Small.
a basement wall, maybe.
I think more the bathroom.
Bathroom wall. It fits with the
Bathroom.
bathroom decor.
Ooh.
I don't think
Okay,
it's
the
cringy,
next
but
one-
I don't like it.
Yeah. It's dirty.
What's that?
I said I don't think it's cringy, but I also just don't like it.
Do
Yeah,
they
why
need to
not on the
use
wall?
roofing tar? Like,
this part?
That's
Something.
It was just
Something
gardening.
gnarly.
It was out gardening. Potting soil.
Yeah. Next one I feel like is in the same category. It's aged pretty well. We got a load
Wow.
of bricks in the backpack. Bishop's office. Come unload. Come unload.
I don't know. That one feels weird for some reason. I don't know if I can put my finger on it. I don't know why it gives me the weird.
What
the weird.
are those? Like, what are those holy pieces of wood?
Those are bricks.
They're bricks.
Oh. I can't see it from here.
They're hollow bricks, though, so they're not serious sins.
It just
Are
looks
they
like
though? Those are pretty. They're still pretty chunky sins.
They
And
are.
I start thinking, what has this person done? What have I? What? And would
Yeah.
I want to talk to the? I don't know. That one's stressing me out.
that one does.
Well,
yeah,
you know, it
that's
reminds me of
stressful.
those stories of like hiking and you don't know there's rocks in your backpack or someone keeps putting them in and then hiking is really hard and then you realize there's rocks in your backpack and you let go and oh, it just feels so good. Like what a relief to unload.
I don't know. The stuff I want to like unload to the bishop is like way, way, way heavy. Like if I was gonna be unloading it to the bishop, it's gotta be serious. So those bricks, that's a lot of damage someone did. I don't know.
Chunky sins.
Yeah.
Well,
Chunky
it's
sin.
chunky sin.
That guy's gonna need a bigger piece of soap. So
Well, and I think this is an interesting. I mean, as I was looking at some of these and trying to see which ones I remember and which ones have kind of stuck around versus which ones didn't. I think a lot of these were inspired by object lessons, like in lessons from Sunday school and primary and things that would kind of, someone would have this great idea for an object lesson and it would capture the kids' attention finally for the first time all year. And then everyone would do this object lesson. Whether or not it was a perfect application to the gospel principle maybe wasn't always questioned. It just became the object lesson you do. And so I think like a backpack full of bricks became an object lesson that was used over and over and over again as like you're carrying weight. You don't need to be, let it go, give it to Christ, confess to the bishop or let him help you carry that load. And I know some of those went really bad, like for example, the chewed gum object lesson.
oh yeah.
It was never in a manual. It just, someone had the idea. It was attention grabbing. And so it kind of caught some traction and then gratefully left the scene.
But it's like
But-
so
so I think-
false too.
Which-
Like who came up with that?
And I never heard it. I didn't hear it.
haven't
I
either.
didn't hear that one
Anti's
either.
comments.
Oh, you
What
don't
is
know
that?
that one?
Anti's comments on our videos.
Ugh, I don't even want to like discuss it because it's just so false.
So
Yeah.
false.
Brooke, were you going to say something?
I don't know what you're talking about. The chewing gum thing. I don't know that object lesson. I don't know.
Okay, basically, I mean, should I even go into it? Basically, it was this object lesson where if you have premarital sex, it's like you're a chewed up piece of gum. And if you can get married, but you're never going to be the perfect gum in a package, you're still going to be chewed up. You're still gum, but you're a little bit chewed up.
As a lifetime member of the church, I never missed church. I was there all through Young Women's. I've taught Young Women's. I was there through primary, like girls' camp, all of that. I have never, ever heard what these antis in the comments of all these modesty, chastity, repentance videos are. The if you're like, take this cupcake, they'll say the Young Women's leaders had this beautiful cupcake and they licked the frosting. They're like, nobody wants a licked cupcake. If you break the law of chastity, you're like this awful cupcake that no one will want anymore. And like a board, you hear in the anti's comments. I heard this all the time when I was in women's. They take a board and they put these nails in it, like sin, 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 going too far, going to home base, like all these bad things. And then when you repent, it's just like taking out the nails, but there's still holes in the board. It's like, no, I was never told that. I was always told Jesus cleans you, period.
Okay.
You are good before God. God will remember your sins no more. That's in the scriptures.
It
And that
just
is
sounds like they
absolutely
got it
true.
wrong then. If you licked the cupcake, you should have got another cupcake that was all fresh and new. And if you pounded nails in the board, then you just get a whole new board. Like, I don't get it. And I've
I
never
was going
heard
to
this.
say, that's the lessons that I got. So I did get a lesson where she brought a beautiful cake and then she showed like cutting it nicely versus grabbing it with her hand as how to present yourself, like present yourself well. But then she brought out a new cake. Like, if we present ourselves badly, then he can bring a new cake and a new cake and a new cake.
But the cringe example, and frankly the unfair comparison of, if you have premarital sex, you are chewed gum. You never heard that, Tikla.
No.
Lifetime member,
but
right?
I think the reason it got it was such an easy target is because Elizabeth Smart heard it. Someone gave her that lesson. So when she tells her story, she talks about how in her abusive situation where she was kidnapped, she remembers that lesson she received and realized, I'm that chewed gum. So I think she probably had a leader who gave that lesson, which was a terrible lesson. And then she told that story she had and has then gone on to try to be an advocate for better lessons for girls.
Sure. Well, I said at the beginning of this little segment, I said it's at best a Utahism, or at worst just didn't happen outside of that scenario, because I have yet to meet a single person, except for, yes, the Elizabeth Smart example, which is obviously absolutely
highly publicized
tragic. Yeah,
version,
I've never met somebody that says, yes, I heard that. Brittany, did you?
I kind of think I did. Not like in a lesson, but like we talked about it in high school. Like someone had that lesson or someone had heard about it.
But you were never there. You don't recall it.
I don't remember.
Okay, and last one, Riley. Riley, did you ever hear that?
I never got the chewed gum, but I do remember talking with my friends in high school about some kind of shoebox one. I don't remember it specifically, but there was something about a weird shoebox. It wasn't my lesson, but someone was talking to me about theirs. So,
Was it a giant foot in a shoebox so you could conquer your problems? Or...
no, it was a law of chastity lesson, and there was like a shoe that got like used, like a used up shoe. I don't know.
I
Like,
think
you're giving someone a shoebox? I think you give someone your shoes on your wedding night or something like that. I don't know.
No.
I don't really know. It wasn't my lesson, but I remember talking with my friends about it. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, and I think a lot of lessons were borrowed from mainstream Christianity because it was in full purity culture mode outside of the church. And so if there's some great object lesson that people did in their Bible study, I think a lot of that kind of got brought in when the lesson manual seemed too boring and things like that. So
Okay, so I was just clarifying, because remember, anti-Mormon rule number, I think it's 12, is they always co-opt other religions' problems and try and make them Mormon scandals. So
Right.
so now we're back to as you were. I just wanted to show, this will be some, I don't know, TikTok or some Twitter thingy. I just wanted to show, we got 5 fully active ladies here, and not one of them actually remembers being in a lesson when there was the chewed gum analogy.
No. Yeah, I don't.
But just as a reminder, Jesus Christ did not suffer in the Garden of Gethsemane on the cross so that we could just say sorry to a bishop and be carrying these weights and these scars with us all life. Like he suffered so that we could be clean, so we could start a new creature. Now, some of the choices we make have consequences in our lives that we can't just poof away. So, if you have a baby or if there was a relationship that, there's things that happen that you can't just make disappear. But in terms of your standing before God, he will remember those sins no more. And you are clean before him and before Jesus Christ. And you can move forward as a new creature. As a new creature.
Okay, back to the Mormon ads. Now we got some assembly required.
I thought this was adorable.
That's so cute. I don't remember this one.
The little deacons setting up the chairs.
I love how the church gives young men responsibility. So on Sunday, my 15-year-old got ordained as a priest, and then he went the next room over and right then and there ordained his brother as a teacher. I was in the circle ordaining his brother. And then they were serving someone that evening. They were having the sacrament. Like, I just love that our church, when these boys are young, give them responsibility and stewardship. Like, this is what our world needs, is men who have that.
Have a load to carry. I like it. I'm going to go adorable. Maybe cringy, I don't know, but adorable. And then
I just like to say they are definitely putting up Relief Society room chairs because they are padded.
They're cushy. Look how cushy those are. Beautiful chairs. Take out the trash. We've got his head is cut open, flapping out, and we're taking all the trash out of there. What do we think?
Oh, why did they do that to his head?
Because
you're
Photoshop
gonna
was
get the
new
trash
and
out.
exciting.
Riley, isn't that you? Isn't that how you take?
There's a
your trash
little
out?
man in his head. And he's dumping out trash. And he's just like, what? That's weird.
It makes one wonder, how did that trash get in there in the first place? Those plastic bags? That cone?
That's not what I wondered, Charlotte. That's not what I wondered.
I've been wondering that since I saw this when I was 12 years old. I thought you'd give me some answers tonight.
This reminds me
I
of
have
like
no
Men
help.
in Black, with like that little alien that was in that human's head, right? Like that kind of scarred me thinking, like walking around, like, are there little aliens in people's heads? That's kind of what that reminded me of. I don't like it.
This one I relate to. Okay, now it's my turn to be really. I've been making fun of Charlotte, but it's all projection because this one, no man can serve two masters. There's this woman who's got her, French horn and her violin, and she's got two conductors going. So I had a friend, and we thought it would be fun for a good time hanging out that we would make our own Mormon ads. And so we recreated our favorite ones in her bedroom. So I happened to play the violin and the flute in junior high. And so I had my flute and my violin on my lap. And I tried to play both of them for the picture, and we made our own version. And I wish I still had them because cringe level 5 for sure. That one is memorable. That one brought me back.
Spent your time well.
Yeah.
As a youth.
I was not cool. So that's what I was doing.
I love it. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Add spice to life. This one is so cringy, guys. So cringy. We've got pictures of different people on spices. And learn to savor the goodness found in so many different people. Oh.
That's weird.
Cringy.
I don't like that.
My eyes twitching a little bit.
Isn't that, we made diversity cool before it became
no,
cool,
Charlotte.
right?
This is
It
not
says
making it
differences add spice to life.
Oh
We're all about differences and spiciness.
No.
See, we created memes and we created.
I'm starting to overthink this now. Like, what spice is what person and why?
Right.
These are paths
Why
I
is
do
the
not want to
old
make
man
me go down.
Right.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Like, yeah, you bring up a really good point. Like, who's the pepper?
Yeah,
Or
why
is
the
that
brother
kind of
Basil?
obvious?
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like we know who Pepper is.
Like bangs or
And
oregano
then
for some
it's
reason,
hard
I guess.
because is anyone salt? I don't know. I mean, sorry.
We're all the salt of the earth, Brooke.
There we go.
See how
You've got
this
Alyssa
could go
Grenfell.
wrong in
No
so
Mormon
many
face in
ways.
this Mormon ad.
I have no words. Oh,
Wow.
I
Someone approved
can't.
this. Someone made
Somebody
it. Someone
approved it.
And then it was in
Oh,
people's houses.
sure.
This one looks like a late, like 2 a.m. deadline one. Like in their kitchen, praying, pacing, trying to find. They're like, they see their spices. Oh my gosh. Difference is that spice to life. And they quickly print. No, they didn't even print. They took
go to
their
the yearbooks.
No, they took their previous edition of the New Era, cut out people from that, put it on the spices, snapped a picture, sent it in, bam, deadline met.
But why does it look like something that you would smoke at 420? I'm just saying. I'm just look at it. It's what are we saying?
It reminds me of like urns, like cremated urns.
Oh, I know.
I don't like it.
Oh.
I don't know. And then why
people
is
right
the
there.
older gentleman the one that has the black pepper?
And why are they smiling like that?
No, I don't know. Probably because they hung
That's how
out
they
with
smiled
they
in the
don't know.
90s, guys. That's how they smiled.
cringy. This is
Because they're
very
spicy.
Oh, next,
That's how
let's
they
go.
smile.
Next.
cringy. Moving on.
Okay, so when I saw this one with the boy painted in the corner, my head read, "There is no way out."
Oh, no.
Wait, we were just
Hey,
talking
that's
about
my mental
repentance.
voice.
That's Riley's
The
mental
put
voice.
it on voice.
There is a way out. But
It says
There.
there is a way out. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here's the deal. This is the one that was in my grandma's basement. This is the one I've seen. And it
Yes.
felt very stressful and claustrophobic because it says there's a way out. But the way out is to just wait for like 3 days for the floor to dry. No, unless you're Spider-Man. I don't know. I don't know what the way.
You just levitate out of it.
Hope that a radioactive spider crawls along the wall to bite you.
A
Yes.
radio-
That's your only way out.
I agree. These are so stressful. Like what sins, right? We got the huge brick backpack. Now we've like painted ourselves literally with sin into a corner. Like this is,
Yeah, give me some minor sins here
Right?
to think about with these posters.
I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling really good about myself. I'm like, well,
You guys clearly haven't sinned at all. I resonated with these. No, I do remember, like logically I'm looking at this now like it doesn't make sense, but visually it was kind of powerful for me.
The vibe.
'Cause I
hit.
remember feeling a little trapped at one point in my life where I just didn't know what to do and I felt stuck. And honesty was the answer and I needed a push to get there. And this image came to my mind and it was like the push I needed to like, I can't do this by myself. I'm going to need some help because I'm stuck in a corner. So it's just so funny how there's going to be things that are coming out now that we're going to look back on and they're going to be so cringy. They're going to be so cringy, but right now they're powerful. And like the context is everything. Like the media culture of the time, this was working. This was doing it.
Well, and I love that you shared that story because that's how it is with, different quotes or things you see on social media or Mormons like this, where for a lot of people, they just see it and move on, or it goes over their head, or they think it's cringe. But it made all the difference to you. And so I love that these little Mormon ads think of all the people that they have helped over the years. And just that little message that came to them when they needed it.
also that paint can is messy. Like homeboy was painting. You know what I mean?
Yup.
Yeah,
But his clothes aren't
are
messy.
too clean. Look
Right.
at that. His hands are a little red, but
Oh.
that paint can does not tell the full story.
No.
He's
Okay,
got
we
great
have-
hair.
Oh, well, the best is I found 2 versions of this. So there was another one that was older where he had like a feathered hairdo and then they like updated it. So this one's the updated one.
Same
That's
guy,
so funny.
different hair.
So different guy. So clearly this one was a winner because they
Oh.
redid it. They remade it later. This is
People
like,
weren't into the hair before.
yeah, maybe they needed a new
Their
updated.
test audiences were like, no, not him.
All right, should we blaze through the last of these and get to because I want to get to the ones that the antichrists hate. We don't like these because they're cringe. Some of these because they're cringy, but There's some that get some heat. Oh, we got quite a few more. We've got Down on Yourself.
Oh,
Oh, I like
Ugly
this
Duckling.
one.
You
That one's
like
cute.
this one?
I love Swan Princess. That was like one of my favorite movies growing up, so I like that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one's great.
I like that one too.
This is great. Beautiful message.
Though I saw some stuff online that was like body dysmorphia much, and I was like, okay,
What? It's
forget
a duck.
you.
It's a duck.
We've got Life is an Open Book Test. I remember that one being hopeful. I was like, oh, that's a good point.
Find your answers in the scriptures.
All the
I like
answers.
this one.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one's
I
good.
like that one.
This one, I think, well, let's go down to Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful. This is the bouquet of roses with the daisy.
I asked you to put that one. That was my favorite one. I had that on my wall. That was not in the rotating pile. That was in the permanent space on my wall. Be your own kind of beautiful. That
I liked
when
this
you
one
feel like
too.
you don't really fit in, or you're not as beautiful, or you're kind of a late bloomer when you're a teenager, or don't have what everyone else is wearing or whatever. I was like, that's okay because I can still be
My
own
own kind of
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah. And it doesn't make, I'm not like looking down on the roses. We're all just beautiful flowers together.
What do you think, Brittany? Or were you a rose? So you're like, I got
I
this.
mean, I've always been a no. That one's fine. I don't know. I don't really like that white flower, so I'm kind of like, ooh, I don't like that one though.
Oh.
But I get the message, and the message is cute.
All right. Any more that we absolutely have to cover before I get to these ones that
Well, I just like
funny.
the other one that I had hanging on my wall all the time was this one. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. I like that little flip on words there. And, and in a time like when I was youth where I thought being a popular was really important and more, more balloons I was given on my birthday to tie on my backpack, the better. It's like, no, it's just more important to be nice. And I was looking at this online and I included this. Someone on Reddit posted that, like, oh, I found this in my grandma's basement. This is such a flashback. And someone wrote, Mormons don't have emotions beyond cordial. That's why it's so hard to get through to them. All Mormons are so nice, they must be doing something wrong. So, wow.
wow.
Way to take this beautiful message and twist it to like,
Wow.
I know, they're just trying to be nice for other reasons.
Someone's having a bad day.
Yeah.
Someone's cat died that day. I don't know what I'll say.
Well, I'm going to channel some Cardon here. This is the origins of niceness culture right here.
Yes.
This is where it all began. The Mormon ads.
One Mormon.
It's all downhill from there.
This one.
We were just nice to everyone. We didn't stand up for ourselves. We need kindness, not niceness.
We should have
Defend your
just wanted
beliefs
to be
now.
important.
No.
We need to get back to importance culture before that Mormon had squashed it.
OMG.
No. Well,
what is up
yeah.
with this look ahead one? I'm cringed on that one. Can we just
Wait, which one? Which one?
look ahead? What happened?
Look, his head
Oh,
is turned
boy.
fully around.
No.
Who approved that?
This is when we break out the 11, the
Yeah.
cringe 11.
Yeah.
Please tell me no one had that
Who
on their
approved
wall.
that?
Nope.
Like nightmare fuel.
Well, and I don't
Wow.
even get it. Look ahead to what? Like look towards the future? Like
I don't know,
It's
but
a don't cheat one. It's don't cheat. So he's
That's
looking
the
on
point.
the
Is
paper.
don't cheat.
wow.
but like an academic thing? Like why are we making these kinds
Yeah.
of posters?
So he's looking at the paper behind him instead of
It's
doing
like
his
a
own
test
work.
of character.
Just confused.
well,
Cheater,
I'm
guys.
so confused. This is terrible. And
So if you're a cheater, that's what
Maybe-
you
I'm gonna have
look like.
nightmares.
Guys, maybe it's art. Maybe the longer we look at it, we'll like find deeper
It's a
meanings and
Picasso.
more beauty.
Yes.
I'm literally.
I
gonna
would
have
actually
nightmares.
love a museum with all of these on the wall. They should put that in the church history museum.
Surrealism.
How much would people
Uh-oh.
pay for that?
Hmm.
Yeah, that one's
In a
weird.
nice
the-
golden frame.
the Swiss knife.
That one's pretty bad. That one's pretty bad.
Terrible.
Make yourself
Be-
useful.
Be a tool.
Whoa.
Weird
Whoa.
that it
What is
doesn't
with all of
translate
these,
to
like,
our
multiple
time.
People? Oh.
That is.
I think this is the latter end of Mormon ads.
Well, I feel like if we use that one, then you're gonna have to go back to repent. Don't be a tool. 'cause it's
Make
gonna-
yourself useful. Oh, look at all the little things they're doing. Wow.
Oh my
I mean,
Okay.
goodness.
it's a good message, though. Don't sit around. Get up and do something.
Maybe this is what, you know how like all the antis right now are saying like, oh, Mormons were serial killers. Like, don't show them this. Like that will prove their point.
Edit this out. This will be our doing in.
That's right.
No.
Also,
Okay,
the person who made this needs to make themselves useful instead of photoshopping this. That's what.
Oh,
Yeah.
the last.
Riley, how
Harsh.
many young men and young women were sitting on the couch watching TV?
No, Charlotte, it's
And-
hopeless.
Meanwhile,
and the
someone
fan
at the
on.
new era was
there's
working
a-
so hard to,
Yes.
to take all these pictures of these weird angles of all these people holding their rakes.
Yes. They were sitting on the couch. A little breeze blew through, and the new era that they hadn't looked at flip open to the Make Yourself Useful page. And they're like, oh, what am I doing? I got to make myself useful. And they went and raked their neighbor's lawn.
That's beautiful, Charlotte. That's
It
beautiful.
happened.
That would
do you
make
think
me like
that
stay
if
in
it gives
place
you
in
comfort?
fear. I don't like that one.
But I
What did you
think
say, Brittany?
I said that if I looked at that, that would just like not motivate me to be useful. I would just like sit in silence and at fear and ponder.
That's
don't know.
fair. That's fair. All
And
right,
you are
so
probably why they stopped making these, Brittany.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Or the last one where it says you have exactly one job.
okay,
What?
that is not that's not real. That one's not real.
Oh.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay,
Back
good.
so this is a parody one. So someone was making fun of it. So, well, first let's go to
Oh.
the missing person one because these
Okay.
were the two that got the most hate online when I was searching for these.
Okay.
These were the two that the antis do not like, or like they liked them because they were exposing us for who we truly are. So, are you a missing person? This is family prayer. You've got the missing, like the blank cutout of a person, and it says, "Is your family always praying for you but seldom with you? Make time for eternal things." And so it's this whole thing where this is just so like, judgmental and exclusive, and like if you're not there for the prayer, it's probably because you have reasons and you were abused and
Oh boy.
trauma.
I mean, couldn't they just have them playing Scrabble too? It's the same idea, just being together.
Just be with your family. And so it made me think, because my mom's a convert and she lives pretty close, so she gets to hang out with us a lot. And one time she stayed all the way through family prayer for our little family when we said family prayer in the evening. And afterwards, she was just kind of sitting on the couch and contemplative. And she said, you know, I didn't say a single family prayer growing up in my family ever. And she said, and that's just not right. Every child should get to have a family prayer at least once in their upbringing. And she had a great family. So she wasn't trying to, you know, bag on her family, but it was really interesting. And I just take it for granted. Like, of course, that's what families do. They pray together. They form this circle of protection and strength for each other and, you know, pray for each other. And it didn't cross my mind. Like, oh yeah, some kids never get that. Not even once.
And it
And
just
so
makes me
the-
sad to think that someone who's left the church would think that if they ever went back to their family, that like they gather for family prayer and their family's just like pointing fingers and getting mad and making them not feel welcome. Like family prayer is just when you're together. I mean, no matter what has happened, the fights that have happened, the whatever that's happened during the day, family prayer is a time to just be still together. Like it's such a beautiful moment. And whatever religion anyone is, in that circle, you know, in that family prayer, whatever, it's just a beautiful time to be together. And prayer is such an unselfish thing. Like whoever says the prayer isn't, when we have family prayer, they don't pray for themselves. They're always praying for everybody else there. And people who aren't there also. It is so unselfish. It's beautiful. It makes me sad that people would think that was a bad time.
Bad message. Okay, and then we get to this. So reflect on eternity. This first one. So this was a real one.
I
Reflect
remember
on
this one.
eternity. She's got excellent feathered bangs. She's got her little pink bow in her ponytail. She's got her swivel mirror. I remember thinking, "Oh my goodness, this is so dated." When I looked at this when I was in junior high, I was like, "Oh, this is so old-fashioned." And she's looking at it into the mirror, imagining her wedding day. And now Auntie's got hold of this oldie. and changed the words to "You have exactly one job."
Oh gosh.
Wonderful.
Which
Thank
I
you.
heard every Sunday in Young Women's.
Yeah.
You have
Garbage.
exactly one job, Charlotte. No.
They weren't trying to brainwash young women, okay? Young women
No, first of
love
all,
to think
women
about their
not-
wedding.
No matter their religion, they're always, putting on the white things, walking down there. I mean, all the bridal magazines, it's not just Mormons buying those bridal magazines and putting pictures up on their walls. It's a very
they were
common thing
interest
to look forward
boards,
to your
yep.
wedding day.
Yeah, they were absolutely doing this because it would resonate with young women, not because they were trying to brainwash them. Okay, moving on. The ponytail, yes.
The pants. The
The
pants.
pants, look at that. The collar, the
boy.
flowers, all of it. So good. So good. And just to balance it out, to prove that was not our only job, I found this one. Excellent socks, pants. This is all back, guys. This is totally back. Eternity is a long time. So take along a friend. Share the
Oh.
gospel message today. And I thought, see, not just wedding, not just marriage, also friends. Bring them
Also
along for
walking
eternity
through a
too.
field. Yes.
Yes. And walk into a field with your hands in your pockets. So good.
You guys, that style's back in, isn't it? The high pants?
Oh yeah.
cuff at the bottom and the high
jeans are
pants?
back.
They
Yeah,
are
fanny
not for long.
packs?
I think they're headed back out.
Yeah.
I never got into it because to me, I just remember the 80s. Like, no, we're not bringing that back. That's beautiful. So I want to do the gossip one. Gossip, don't pass it on, which has all these hands with like you were
Whoa.
talking earlier about the roof tar. This was on my wall by our downstairs bathroom for a lot of time, and this was really, really powerful for me because I decided, like, because of this and other things at an early age, like I didn't want to spread gossip about people. Like I didn't want to get together and talk mean things about people. And I thought that was, I think that was a really good decision that I made. I'm not perfect at it, but I think it's really blessed me and blessed others in life. And that's just really powerful. That gossip, I mean, it can be like, I see what it's doing to my kids and like the messages that are sent that they hear come back to, like the things that are said about them that come back to them and how it's so hurtful. And you think if this person doesn't accept that last, clean hand, if that person doesn't pass it on, it ends. And hopefully it doesn't come back to the person and the damage stops spreading. So I love this one. Bring this one back.
I'm glad
I
you love
accept
it,
this
Charlotte.
one. I accept this.
You accept
That
it.
was a good speech.
Brittany was gonna say something. Go.
I just said I'm glad you love it, Charlotte.
Brittany's not into it.
Brittany
not into
doesn't
the
love
tar
it.
hands.
Just I don't know. It's all just so intense and just like I don't know. It reminds me of
But
like
like-
Mean Girls. Like I don't edit this out. What it's like. Don't have sex. You will get chlamydia and die. Like I don't know. It's just like.
But that's a powerful message. You got to have this extreme message, and then it kind of just is in the back of your head. And when you get in a situation, that sticks in your head.
I get it.
I do think this was culturally the way to send messaging to teenagers. That was like the best practice at the time. And now we've learned from it a little bit. And I'm glad. I'm glad. But I also think object lessons are super powerful. And I think I have a pet peeve. I have a pet peeve about object lessons at church that aren't scripturally based, because I think it's so easy for them to go wrong. Like it's so easy. Like I broke my own rule. I did one for the primary kids on Sunday, and it involved like soap and colored water and different things. And all the kids were like, well, you're supposed to make the water clear. The soap was supposed to wash something. I was like, no. Get out of that idea. This is a new idea. Like I'm trying to teach something new. But I think we can present an object lesson and have our own idea of what we think we're teaching with it. But then kids can take something totally different away from it. And so I love that the scriptures have really excellent object lessons. And so we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So I think we play it safe when we follow the object lessons that Jesus told, because he's thought them through better than we have. And so we have to be careful when we're doing object lessons or visual things that stick in someone's head, because it can go both ways. Like It can stick in
I
your
had
head
an
for
object
good
lesson.
and-
It was a young women's lesson about responsibility, and everyone was assigned to bring a certain ingredient for chocolate chip cookies. And then we met at the church, and everyone was supposed to bring their ingredient. And then we made the cookies with people who brought the ingredients. And there were some girls who didn't come and didn't have their ingredients. And the cookies were disgusting. And it was like a new leader. I think we only had her for a few months. And so, like, we didn't really have a good relationship with her. And for the longest time afterwards, we're like, oh, remember that horrible activity? And the cookies were so gross. I can't believe Sister so and so would do that. And now I realize, like, that the lesson was supposed to be responsible. And it just kind of backfired because it just made us all mad that the cookies were so gross. So that was an example of an object lesson backfiring.
Gone wrong.
Yes, just made us mad.
Funny.
Well, there you go. So, but Christ was great at object lessons. He had some good ones. I also feel like gardening never fails. That one is
Yes.
a good one. Solid. Doesn't break down. Anyway, if you had some great object lessons in your life, throw them in the comments. We want to hear them. If you have found other super cringy, old school, throwback, Mormon ad, new era stuff, we want to see it. We want to hear about it. For this and so much more, you can check us out at wardradio.com.